Hello, my fellow cigar smokers, and welcome to Smoker's Spot and another night owl. Today we are smoking the El Septimo Travel Time Collection, and that is the New York cigar. I'll tell you a little bit more about this cigar and the whereabouts a little bit later. It's quite interesting. And the band, guys, I looked for a couple of, well, maybe not minutes, but let me remove the band to show you. It's just a good, it has the American flag, very, well, artistically designed, handmade, and here on one of the ends you have New York. They have two editions in there, the Paris and the New York, and the description says it's in order to paying tribute to two of the most um, known cities in the world. I mean, that's probably true. New York and Paris, uh, quite popular. A very dark wrapper, oily, and almost reminds me a little bit of the nub that we also had in a night owl. Before I talk a little bit more about that cigar, let's get it started. The cold draw. Subtle coffee notes. The smell just a little bit of, I don't know, something sweet like, phew, don't know. So coffee and sweetness. Could be worse. So the El Septimo, guys, which is really interesting, is that this cigar is coming from Costa Rica. It's a puro Costa Rica cigar. That is frankly quite unusual, really. I don't know if I ever smoked a puro Costa Rican cigar. I don't think so. Taking the fire very well. It's a very promising start. So Costa Rica. I had a couple of cigars that had tobacco from Costa Rica, either in the binder or in the filler. Most of the time in the filler, but never in puro. So that is quite an experience today. So as you know, always kind of looking for not only for good cigars, but also for cigars in the, let's say, premium segment. And I mean, if you're watching my reviews, there are a lot of Davidoffs, Fuentes, and Cuban cigars in there, also others. But if I'm looking through all my videos, there are quite quite a portion about these. And but always open for new stuff. So I stumbled over this this stick over here, not only this stick, in general, at Septimo, I really have to admit, um, I never really paid much attention um, when it's coming to this cigar. I heard the brand name here and there, but one of the, I mean, there are like tons of excellent boutique cigars out there, and sometimes it's hard to catch up with all the new releases and stuff. But sooner or later, we're coming to most of the cigars. So then I found this El Septimo, and they have a lot of editions. But the first one, as I said, the band somehow catched my attention. I mean, its marketing has nothing to do with the taste or the flavor or whatever, but it's a good start. It's like when you're going into a bookshop, and first thing you're looking at is the covers. So when you have cigars that you don't know, you're looking at the cigar, right? So the band is quite important, I think, when it's coming to new cigars that you don't know. So I now have a couple of El Septimo cigars, and just give it a try. Start is promising, really. Effortless draw. It's a very heavy smoke. Let's see how it develops. Guys, today we're doing something different. We're not drinking a whiskey, we're drinking a beer. And I mean, you guys probably know I'm sitting here in Frankfurt, Germany, and there are a couple of things that Germany is popular for. The Autobahn, for example, and the beer. But I'm not drinking a German beer, I'm drinking an Irish beer. Today I brought a Kilkenny Irish Red Ale. Cheers, my friends. Really appreciate that you're all here and we're smoking something together. Still have a couple of bottles from the St. Patrick's Day. So I thought, why not? And I was in the mood for a beer. A Septimo means something like the seventh. And my first thought was, okay, what's about maybe the number is something mysterious or something. Remember the oh man, the Royo de Monterrey Year of the Ox edition. That was such a disappointment. But we talk about it later. Numbers, and in there was the 8, number 8 always in there, because in the Asian culture it stands for luck, so and it was in the number of the boxes that are bringing out 8,888 and 18 cigars and so on, blah blah blah. Not so important. And so my first thought was, as I was looking at the band, where's the fucking band now? Lost it somewhere. Well, doesn't matter. On the band, inside of the American flag, there's the 7, and I thought, okay, there's something's going on with the 7. But okay, I figured out then El Septimo means the 7th, and the description or the story that the cigar maker is telling you is like they're like talking about the genesis or the how God formed the earth and everything else. You know, 7 days, and the seventh day is just for relaxing and looking what you have done and so on. And that was the idea behind the name El Septimo and the seven, so that you take the time, smoke a cigar, relax, and look at what you have achieved. uh, nice idea, like that. Very good start. The sweetness I had, it's now, I think it's like raisins. There was the first image I had in my mind, raisins. And interestingly, that coffee flavor is gone. Um, and I think it's now a little bit earthy. So earthy raisins after the first two puffs. Oh, guys, we have to talk about that Royal de Monterrey, Year of the Ox. Guys, that was, I don't know if you were watching the review. If not, and if you have a couple of minutes, go take a look. But it's not a big secret. It was a disappointment. Why? Um, Again, construction issues, or the wrapper cracked on me. In the second third or so, and I mean, and in the beginning, very bad, and the draw was too tight. So that was not a very good experience. And you know, when the wrapper is like broken, as a crack or split, however you want to call it, that's the second worst thing that can happen after a bad draw. You know, for me personally. And I mean, not only that, taking into consideration that the box costs like over $1,000, and then that cigar is not working. That was like somebody's hitting you in the face, you know. That was ridiculous. Ridiculous. But, I mean, I was. I mean, unfortunately, I wasn't even surprised, you know. A lot of people were telling me that the edition that was coming out a year before, that was the Year of the Rat, was a very, very bad cigar, you know. I heard that from a couple of people from different sources, so that's no bullshitting. That's for real, you know. So, but anyhow, I mean, I'm a collector, you know that. So I bought it anyhow, the Year of the Ox edition, and but um, failed miserably, miserably. Oh, guys, found the band. Was looking around. There's the seven. It's I don't know if you can see that. The seven here in the flag. Uh, nice one. A little bit of pepper developed, or spice. Spice, pepper. I'm not quite sure, but not very intense. So, and um, there were a lot of comments on that Toyo de Monterrey Year of the Ox review, and um, a lot of people felt like sorry together with me. Thank you for that, guys. I really appreciate that. And but also a couple of suggestions how to avoid or how to avoid that the wrappers split, or how to condition your cigars in order to make it more smokable and all that stuff. And that's very cool. I can feel that you guys want to help me with that, or cheering up that disappointment or whatever. And I mean, most of the things were completely true. Like try boxing it, and different other things. And I even think in a couple of comments I said, because a few people were saying try boxing the cigar. And actually, I'm planning an episode talking about try boxing, what it is, why you're doing it, and so on and so on. But frankly, I'm not a big fan of try boxing, and it has nothing to do with the try boxing itself. That is a thing that is working. Um, but why I don't like it uh, is the fact that the way I'm smoking cigars, per average, like I'm smoking between 4 or 5 cigars per day. And I'm really more or less spontaneous about what I'm going to smoke. And that means I'm not planning what I'm going to smoke. I'm just looking in my humidor, see what's in there, and then whatever I think is a good cigar for this moment is that's the door. We have ghosts in here, or AKA my wife who's going to the toilet. I wonder why she's awake at like after midnight. Anyways, fucking funny. She was coming. That mini lounge here is like on the left side, behind the camera. There's a door to my bedroom, to our bedroom, and then we have one more door that is going to the hall. We have here on the first floor. So, of course, if you're in the bedroom and if you want to go to the bathroom, you have to go through that mini lounge here. Anyhow, guys, so um, I'm spontaneous. I'm not planning what I'm going to smoke, and this way I cannot try boxing my cigars like a day before or even a couple of hours before, because I don't want to plan what I'm smoking. And that's why. Really easy as that. So it had nothing to do with try boxing itself. It's more the way I'm smoking. So, and there's even one more thing about all that. When we are talking about, let's say, premium cigars, I have expectations. When I'm paying like 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks for a cigar, I have expectations. And I expect the cigar to work without doing anything with it. I know, when a bare draw, you can use the right tool in order to help it. You can try box it before to prepare it, but that's not what I'm expecting. That damn cigar has to work. I'm getting it out of humidor and it has to work. Um, it's like, I want to give you guys an example of where I'm coming from and what I think. And if you're thinking differently, let me know. Um, let's say want to buy a new motorcycle, and my criteria is, okay, I want to have a motorcycle that's has like, don't know, horsepower of 150, whatever, and I expect my this motorcycle that I'm going to buy to drive faster, to be faster than, let's say, 150 miles per hour. No, so that's my criteria. I'm going shopping for a new motorcycle, and that's my criteria. So I find a motorcycle, and they are promoting it and saying, "Here we have this motorcycle, and it's running faster. It's running faster than 150 miles per hour." I said, "Okay, deal. Here's my cash. I'm taking the motorcycle." Then I'm taking my motorcycle and I'm riding, and but it only reaches 140. And whatever I do, I cannot reach 150 or even more, you know. And then I'm going back to the guy who sold the motorcycle, and then he's telling me, "Well, theoretically, your motorcycle can go can be faster than 150, but you have to do this and that. You have to use that gas, and you have to buy another thing for the engine and stuff like this." And I would say, "Well, do you want to fuck with me? You were selling me this motorcycle, and my criteria was going faster than 150, and it's not working. So take your shit back. If I'm buying a cigar, a premium cigar, I expect it to work. Means at least the draw has to be perfect, and I expect the wrapper not to crack on me or split." That's expectations. I don't want to do anything additionally. I just want to smoke the damn cigar. I don't want to work with it. I want to relax. When I'm smoking a cigar, I want to relax. So give me that damn cigar. It has to work. The way it is. I don't want to work with it. That's my idea about premium cigars and how they should work. I mean, not only premium cigars. I mean, even if you're buying a stick for $9, $8, it just has to work. Because that's what it's supposed to do, that you can smoke it. You got the point, I guess. So, and that's why it failed miserably. That's why it was a bad cigar. Nice. Taste? We can talk about the taste, if you like it or not, or whatever. Maybe that's not your type of cigar. Uh, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking just about quality. If you don't like it after that, I mean, nobody knows. Palates are different, cigars are different, flavors are different. A lot of things can happen. Maybe you don't like that cigar, but the cigar was working. If I would have smoked that Coy de Monterey and I was smoking, I don't like it, I wouldn't have spent a second complaining about it. Because you never know. But this way, that was fucked up, man. Oh, this cigar from Costa Rica, guys, that's a surprise. Heavy smoke, oily. The sweetness from raisins is still there. Earth. That spice kicked up, kicked in. Um, the spice stepped up. It kicked in and stepped up. That's the right order. Um, Not bad. Frankly, the burn, a little bit. See here, a little bit wavy, but still okay. The ash is not as white as I wished, but details, you know. And that is like, oh man, I think 17, 18 euros like this. Let me check. 1750 euros. So that's around 1950, 1920 dollars like this. It's definitely also a premium cigar in that price range. But my last word about this Royo de Monterrey Year of the Ox is, you know, I bought this box and I bought 4 singles. I smoked one of the singles I bought. I have 3 more. I will definitely smoke it again, you know. And maybe give you guys a report back how the others were, but I'm not very confident. And it wasn't so fresh, you know. It was a box date October 2020. So, well. I also brought a snack with me. And this time, yeah, very old-fashioned Hershey's Kisses. Just straight up milk chocolate Hershey's. Guys, I'm telling you, one of my favorite sweets from the United States. Just the regular Hershey's. Give me a regular Hershey's milk chocolate bar, man, I will eat it like nothing, you know. Or the Hershey's with almonds. That's the two, man. Love it. Just love it. And you know what? I was thinking about that chocolate thing, and when I'm saying now for years, that's a little bit exaggerated, but I thought, why the fuck do I like Hershey so much, you know? So what's the deal with it? I mean, I have like also other chocolate, you know, and I love it. I have like also from boutique brands that are doing fantastic chocolate, and they're making great stuff from Germany here, from Switzerland, you know, really high quality, extra, super tasty chocolate. And then you have that regular, you have that regular Hershey's, you know, and I love it. I love it. So I was thinking about it. I was thinking about it, and I found um, an answer. Has a lot to do what you were eating in your childhood, you know. As a kid, I spent a lot of time in the States. Why? Because okay, it's a long story, but I will make it short. Maybe in another night I will talk a little bit more about it. A very complicated family history, to say it um, cautiously. So a big part from my dad's family is coming from the States, and they were coming from Missouri, in a small town called Canton, Missouri. The next biggest town is like Hannibal, and um, and I spent a lot of time over there, when I was really young. And over there, I was, of course, as a kid, eating like tons of chocolate. And what they always had, my family over there they were always storing chocolate in the fridge. And I'm still doing that today. I don't know. That's the way it is. By the way, that's a big discussion here in the family. Because my daughters and my wife, for example, they don't like it when you're putting chocolate in the fridge. They're just eating it like room temperature. I said, are you fucking crazy? No, I didn't say it that way. I'm sorry. I said, you have to put your chocolate in the fridge. How can you eat that with room temperature? Just fun. So, back in the States as a kid, I was eating Hershey's and Hershey's and Hershey's. And I think that was like, I was like, that's like, I don't know. It left something in me, that taste. And when I'm now eating Hershey's, the regular milk chocolate or with the almonds, I always thinking about my childhood and the States and the family over there, and it gives me a warm feeling, and so it has probably nothing to do with the quality of the chocolate, because frankly, that's like, it's not top high quality chocolate. But it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It gives me something. And that's it. And it's the same thing with Reese's peanut butter cups. Jesus Christ, man. Same thing. And that's it. And I think that's the reason. So for years, I mean, nowadays it's not a problem. You can order everything from everywhere. But back in the days, like let's say 20 years ago, it was really hard to get Hershey's chocolate here in Germany. So I was always asking my family in the States, sending me Hershey's chocolate over, and they were sending packages over packages with that shit in there. Reese's peanut butter cups, Hershey's milk chocolate bars, Kisses, with almonds, with no almonds, and other things like Baby Ruth bars and all that stuff that I loved. So now we even have Hershey's here in the supermarket. So that's not a big thing. But back in the days it was kind of complicated. And I remember one day my cousin, he was also born and raised in Canton, Missouri. Now he's living in Florida, in Orlando. Orlando? I think Orlando. In one of the suburbs over there. A couple of years ago, he was making a trip to some other country here in Europe, like a business trip, but he had one stop at the Frankfurt airport. So before he left, before he left the States, he was giving me a call and said, "Andy, listen, my plane arrives that time in Frankfurt, and I have like 2 hours so we can meet and have a coffee or something." And I said, "Okay, cool. Really happy to see you." So driving here in Frankfurt, driving to the airport, and we were meeting, and he had like a small suitcase, the one that you can roll behind you, that really small travel companion stuff. And guys, no shitting. He said, "That's for you." And I said, "What are you talking about?" "No, there's a suitcase here." I mean, okay, what's in there? Probably you already know it. You open the suitcase, and I'm telling you guys, that suitcase was full of Hershey's chocolate and peanut butter Reese's peanut butter cups. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. I can still remember that day. Funny. So that's my little Hershey story. If you guys have like a favorite chocolate, whatever it is, let me know. Put it down in the comments and let me know. I mean, they're fucking beautiful. So I had, back in the days when I was young, my aunt, my uncle, and two of my cousins were living in Canton, Missouri. And there's still one more thing that I can remember. Like I said, very small town, you know. You can Google it up. Canton. Canton. Still know the name of the street was the Hampton Lane. Hampton Lane, Canton, Missouri. And following that street where the house used to be was going like a little bit up the street, and there was a little hill, and on that hill there was a Pizza Hut, you know. And it was like a standalone building, and it was even looking like a hut, you know. That was so funny, because back then we there was nothing like Pizza Hut in Germany, you know. And I was talking about the 70s, 1970s. And man, I was so fascinated about that, you know. Eating my first pizza at Pizza Hut, and I still know, man, my dad was like ordering that pizza that has, I mean, probably, I was a kid, so everything is big when you're a kid, you know. But it was looking like a fucking truck wheel, you know. And I was looking at that pizza and I thought, who the fuck is going to eat that giant? And it was just goddamn delicious. So, and that's one more thing. I mean, of course, now here in Frankfurt we have not everywhere Pizza Hut, you know, but no problem. And I still, man, I'm still eating the same pizza, you know. And it's that over here, I don't know if they're using the same names here in Germany as they were using it in the States now. But it's a pizza beef supreme, you know, with barbecue sauce instead of tomato sauce on the pizza. That's what I'm eating, man. Still. And all my friends, you know, they just like the classical Italian pizza, you know. They might go away with that shit, you know. I want to have the American style pizza. And I'm totally like outsider, you know. But I don't fucking care, you know. Still love that shit. Childhood memories, my friends. That's. The other day I was talking to my oldest daughter. She's 17 now. And I don't know how, but somehow we were talking about childhood memories. I mean, she's still a child for me, you know. And then she asked, like, what's the first memory you have, you know? And I really have had to think, you know. And really, one of my first memories is me together with my mom and my dad in the United States. That's the first memory, one of the first memories I have. And I still have pictures where I was like a baby. Being in the States with the American part of my family, and I have very strong memories of that time. And that was maybe also the reason why later on, when I was growing up, thinking about moving to the States. And then, end of the 1990s, that's what I did. Well, that's a lie. It was actually, no, man, I can't remember. 99, 2000, something. I know it had to be before 2000 because by the time I've left Germany, we still have a different currency, the Deutsche Mark. And when I was coming back from the States, we had the euro. So it had to be around that time. I think I was coming back 2004, 1. I don't know. So that's what I did. I spent my time here in Germany in the military. Then I worked for Lufthansa, and then I decided, okay, I want to move to the States. It wasn't such a big problem because family-wise, for my dad, I had roots over there, so it wasn't a problem to getting like all the stuff you need, like work permit and everything else was pretty easy. I was moving to the States, and back then, here in Germany, after I was working for Lufthansa, I was working for a company called SITA, SITA. They still exist. And then they somehow merged with Equant, as it was another name. Nobody cares right now. Or working in the IT industry, programming and stuff like this. Don't want to bore you with all that shit. But the good thing was that company I was working here in Germany, they also had like their headquarters was in Atlanta, Georgia. So I moved to Atlanta. Well, not actually Atlanta, Marietta. It's one of the suburbs around Atlanta. So I was moved to Marietta, and I was living there, and worked in Atlanta for a couple of years. So the good news was I had enough Hershey's and pizzas. But after a couple of years, I decided I have to move back to Germany. And mostly because the problem is when you are like socialized in a different culture. And I mean the American and the German culture, it's not so different. But and what I mean about socialized is like all my friends, a lot of old time friends, they were still here, and frankly, I missed them. Of course, I met new buddies and so in Atlanta, but it wasn't the same. For example, I mean, I'm 47 years old, and my best friend Ollie, uh, one of the guys I'm also doing the German podcast with. I know him for like now I'm 47. I know him for like over 40 years. And there is no substitute for that. There is no substitute for a friendship like this. And of course, when he visited me in the States, with his family and so on, and I was on vacation, I was coming to Germany, but it's not the same. It's not the same thing. So I missed my friends. And a lot of other stuff. Cheers. I mean, there was this one experience, guys, that was like sad. Of course, I made a couple of friends in the States when I was working in Atlanta, and man, there was this one guy I was hanging out like not every day, but we worked together, and I don't know, 4 days out of 7 per week or so, we were hanging out together. I mean, literally for 2 years. So, and at one point, when I decided to move back to Germany, of course, okay, let's stay in contact, like this. And we were writing then a couple of emails back. I know back then we had internet, but it's not like today. But we were able to writing emails. We were that sophisticated. And stayed loosely in contact, but I tried my best, and I remember one day, guys, I was like, I was ordering something in the States, and I said, God, dude, hey Tom, was his name, can I send that stuff? I will order it in the States. Can I send it to you, and you can send it then to me as a gift, so this way you have to pay customs and shit. And I pay you, here we'll send you the money for the shipping costs and so on and so on. And then he said, yeah, you can do that, but, I will send it to you. You don't have to send me money. That's my goodbye present, my goodbye gift, And I was like, okay. If fucking crazy, I mean, I did nothing wrong, but somehow I don't know, man, what was going on back then. And then we never talked again. I don't know. That was completely, it was strange, Um, well, and now, my wife, we are married now for 20 years. Actually, 19 years. Uh, Next year we'll have our 20th anniversary. Jesus Christ, that's a long time. So my wife and my kids, of course, they were asking me, can we, let's for vacation, let's travel to the States. I want to see where you lived with the family and so on. And we'll definitely do that, Actually, I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for all that Corona shit being over and all the travel restrictions that I'm able to travel again, Because last year, no vacation, I mean, I have more than enough time to travel wherever I want to, Money's not such a big problem in this case. I have enough time. I have enough budget to travel wherever I want to for how long I want to. But I can't. I can't, These fucking travel restrictions are not even, I was talking probably a lot of times about Ireland, I mean, for 15 years or so, every year, Ireland or Scotland, And not last year, probably not this year. We have to see. But as soon as all that shit is over, man, um, a vacation in the States, showing my family where I lived, um, meeting all the family members that are left, and a few buddies here that I met over YouTube. That would be great. Still dreaming about that. Hopefully very soon. Hopefully very soon. Oh guys, and the good news, or from for some other people bad news, is giveaways over. Everybody messaged me. Everything's fine now, and um, packages will be on its way. Probably when I'm recording that here, it's Saturday. Still kind of hard here with a DHL, with a postal service, to getting packages on its way. You have to do everything online. Then you have to make a date that they're picking it up and stuff. But in the next couple of days, probably when you're seeing it on Monday, it's already on its way. But I will message every winner with the tracking number and everything. So we finished that. That was good. Still don't know what happened to the other guys who were not picking up their the prizes, but the others were happy. This way, congratulations to everybody. I hope you will enjoy the cigars. And finally, all the packages I've sent in January and February arrived. The last one yesterday. That was fantastic news. The last one, man, I shipped it on the 18th of January. And now it's there. From Germany to the United States. Crazy. Good working cigar. I had to retouch it one time. But other than that, working. Good draw. Not overly complex, but you have development. And since it's my first cigar puro from Costa Rica, not bad. I have a couple of more. Probably on one or two we'll do review, or using it when I'm doing an unboxing or a cigar talk or whatever, and talking a little bit more about it. Always happy to find new cigars, to expand your portfolio, so to say. And I like the Vitola, I mentioned it before. That little things that he is, I think I didn't mention the size. It's a 60 ring gauge and 4.1 inches long. Nice Vitola. And still that oiliness is always there. It's like, it has this creamy undertone, Never too bitter or never too spicy. You have this pepper spice tone in there, but very subtle in the background. Good. Good. And I was finally able to catching up a bit on all the videos that I missed and so on. So the last couple of days I was active again, commenting videos, watching videos that I missed and so on. That was good. I missed that really. It's getting a little bit hot now because it's coming to the end. But still wanted to enjoy it up to the end. Where are we? 56 minutes. That's good. Good friend of mine, Frank, visited me today. I mean, yesterday actually. Haven't seen him for, I don't know, 4 to 5 months easily. Due to he's not living in Frankfurt, living in a town like half an hour away from here, and he's very busy, and we never had a chance to meet in person. So he visited me yesterday. That was cool, man. He arrived like, I don't know, 2:30 p.m. and stayed for the length of 2 cigars. That we smoked 2 cigars. He brought a whiskey, a Talisker, still unopened. Because I have so many open whiskey bottles, I want to like finish them first because before I like open new ones. So we smoked 2 cigars, talking just randomly, talking about life and so on, and brought each other like up to date what's going on. He has also 2 kids, and recently he bought a dog. You guys know I have 2 dogs, so we're talking about kids, dogs, life, business, everything, That was nice, I mean, that's quality time, Being together with friends, enjoying a cigar together, a whiskey together, talking, or just sitting next to each other and being in silence. We talked about that on the last night out. That's also cool, Just sitting here, being in good company, doing nothing, or talking. Good, guys. That's it for today. Enjoy a good cigar. Enjoy life. But most importantly, stay safe and stay healthy. And I hope to see you around at Smoker Spot. Wish you good night, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being with me here together. That we were able to enjoy a cigar together. And I'll see you around at Smoker Spot.